Okay, if you haven't seen my last video regarding Asperger syndrome traits, the first trait was how we take things literally. And in this video, I want to discuss those on the Asperger or autism spectrum, how we see the tree, but not the forest. Well, you've heard of that saying in movies before. Hey, you can't see the forest because of the tree. I think that's how it goes. But the difference is like the majority of people that are not on the autism spectrum, uh, psychologists call them neurotypical, that aren't on the spectrum at all. They usually can handle several different stimuli at the same time. And that's why people on the neurotypical spectrum, normal, quote unquote, spectrum, can handle social situations, most work related functions. Several things are coming at them at one time. You know, visual, audio, all that stuff coming at them at one time, and they can handle it. Those of us on the autism spectrum, we get overstimulated by that. Too much stuff going on at one time. And that's the reason why we can pinpoint on one thing at a time. That doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. When it comes to work professions, we are very, very, very good at details on one specific thing, whether that be, computer technology. Truck drivers are very good at that. Something where you're doing repetitive movements, course manufacturing or whatever, which is more blue collar work. Nothing wrong with that. But where you pinpoint on something for a long period of time. And so I remember as a kid, working with my brother and my dad, my brother would say, hey, go over there and hand me the screwdriver. Go hand me a screwdriver in that room over there. So he'd watch me, and I'd walk in there. Literally, the screwdriver would be right in front of me. But there's a lot of tools and everything in front of me. So I would look around trying to find it. Well, it was just the way my brain was processing. Okay. And my brother would make fun of me. He said, it'd be right there frigging in front of you. The screwdriver is right in front of you. And you're going like this. Well, it's not that. What it is that most people that are not on the AS spectrum, they immediately could see everything at one time. Their brain automatically computes. There's a wrench here. There's copper wiring here. There's this here. Immediately at one time. But with us, we don't see things that way, whether it becomes in that situation with tools, whether it becomes with people. We're in a room where there's 20 people in the room. We don't automatically say, hey, Stephanie's over here, Jim's over here, Felicia's over here, politics over here, blah, 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 blah. We can't do that. When we are in a social situation, we go into a room and we're like this. Jan's over here. She's wearing a blue dress. I like Jan. We had a conversation yesterday about software. She's got blonde hair. That's what that's what it means to see the tree and not the forest. Okay, but a neurotypical person, a normal person, would see Jan, Felicia, the argument going on over here, the politics, in 1 second. Okay? It's not saying that they're better. It's just the way they compute things. Whereas we compute things detailed, one thing at a time. So back to the story about, going into the room and trying to find the screwdriver. That's why it's confusing, and that's why my brother made fun of me. It happened on multiple occasions. And of course, I never could figure out why I was like that. And I knew in the back of my head, like, yeah, he's right. Until being diagnosed and realizing that that is a trait, you just never do fully understand why until you start studying Asperger syndrome and how we think. Again, a lot of people see that as a weakness. I don't consider it as a weakness. I think there's a lot of specialties as far as in the work environment today. I recently read an article where a lot of employers are looking for people on the Asperger syndrome spectrum because we can see things in detail like that, and we are very sought after by a lot of employers. The thing is you need to harness that, acknowledge it, and seek out those kind of jobs because they're out there. Personally, I like being self-employed. I like working for myself. I don't like answering to anybody. I can wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning if I want to, or at noon. But then I could work on what I love to do until midnight. That's what I love to do. I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to worry about office politics. I don't have to worry about what people are thinking of me. I don't have to worry about people making fun of me and thinking, "Oh, this guy dresses like a slob." It's free. And I don't care about what other people think of me. No, I'm digressing a little bit. But again, the title of this video is trait number 2 of Asperger syndrome. We see the tree and not the forest. And actually, more specifically, we see the leaf and not the tree. I mean, that's how detailed it is. We can't comprehend a lot of minute stimuli and details at one time. And if you want to know if you've been diagnosed, if you want to know what your strength and your weakness is, one of your strengths is not being able to comprehend a lot of information at one time. But by God, once you know that information, you'll know it backwards and forwards if it's pertinent to your life. And we all know that, where we become obsessed with our subject that we're interested in. And if that subject happens to be something that's important to an employer or somehow to make you money, it can be very beneficial. But anyways, I'm digressing a little bit. All right, that's trait number 2. Thanks for watching.